Today I'm here to demonstrate the IKAN VX9 LCD monitor. This is a 9-inch screen and it's very lightweight. It's perfect for going out on shoots in the field. You can hook this thing up to video cameras. It's got SDI input, composite input, and regular analog input. And most important of all for you DSLR video users, it's got an HDMI input on the back to allow you to view your video on this screen instead of your LCD screen that's built in on your camera. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and show you what some of the features are on this unit and show you how to connect it to your camera. Okay, so if we start looking at the control panel down at the bottom of the screen, you can see that there's a power switch right here. And then we go over here, there's the SDI input switch, HDMI, and then up here we got the video, composite input, and another S-video, I think is that one. And then there's some presets here, and then also an aspect ratio button, which I haven't used yet, so we'll have to test that out here in just a minute. And then over here on the side, which you can't see yet, there's like 5 different switches, like a dial for the menu, which is right here, and then the other ones are like for the chroma and contrast ratios to adjust the way your monitor looks when you've got your video camera or DSLR camera hooked up to this monitor. Okay, now let's look at the back panel of this monitor. Actually, while I'm panning this, look at how thin this is. See how thin this is? And so if we keep turning this around, you'll see that there are a bunch of inputs here on the back. They're all along this side here, and then I've got the power adapter plugged in right here, and then right here there's a number of dip switches right here that correspond to the type of inputs that are going to be coming into this monitor. So there's actually quite a big variety. There's up here, I've got this covered up with a piece of tape, but the ones up here, numbers 1 through 4, are for 720p inputs. They go from 50p, 30p, 25p, and 24p at the number 4 setting. Then under this line there's 2 settings here for 1080p. The number 5 here is a 24 frame setting, and then this number 6 is an SDI. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I assume that's a 1080 SDI digital input. So so it's actually quite a bit of variety that you can do here. Also, it's interesting, I don't know if you can see in this little section here, there's actually these little tabs here, and then these little metal contacts right here. This is for a external battery adapter. What you can do is there's the monitor actually comes with a plate that mounts right onto here, snaps into place, and then you can get a variety of different type of battery mounts for it. So for example, if you owned a Panasonic camera like an HVX 200 and you have batteries for that camera, you could buy, or actually I think you can order this with the specific plate that goes with Panasonic cameras. Then you can snap that into place here, and then what you can do is use your existing HVX batteries on this monitor when you're out in the field, so you don't have to go and plug into AC power, and then you're all set to go on remote locations on full battery power. Now looking at the bottom right hand side of the back panel of the VX9 LCD monitor, we have the power input right here, which is hooked up to the power adapter that came with this unit, and then more importantly, for you that have been using Betacam equipment and other professional equipment, this is an XLR power input, which allows you to use your existing batteries and power adapters using this XLR input. It's actually a very nice feature. It's actually a professional feature that so you don't have to actually buy new batteries or equipment. Some of your professional equipment can actually plug into this, and then you can go on remote locations with your existing Betacam batteries, or you can go with you know, the AC power adapter that came with your Betacam, and you can actually plug it into here. Okay, right now what I'm going to do is cut over to the side input panel of the VX9 monitor. We have inputs on this side and outputs here. I guess if you're going to like kind of go in and then go straight out to another monitor or other device, you can probably do that. It's probably just a pass-through from going in here and then out through the inputs on, or the outputs on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom and explain what type of inputs we've got. So over here on the input side, these two bottom ones here are SDI inputs. They're great for if you're using an HD cam or a digibeta camera. This is ideal because this is a straight digital inputs from those cameras. If we go up here, this section, these are the component inputs and component outputs. So we got the red, blue, and green inputs right here. And then going up here, this is the S-video input and the S-video output. And then here we have the composite input and composite output. And then for you DSLR users, an important input to have is the HDMI input right here. This is a regular size HDMI input that's commonly found on your HD TV sets at home. And an important thing to note is that while this is a full-size HDMI input, the output side of your Canon 7D or T2i or any digital camera that has HDMI output is going to have a mini HDMI port on it, so you're going to need a special cable to be able to connect your camera up to this monitor. So definitely you're going to need to look into buying a special cable for this input, but that is the ideal input for digital SLR cameras when you're shooting video. Jumping up to the top left hand side of the VX9, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my HDMI cable. We'll plug it in right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in the other end over to my 7D, and then we'll flip this thing around and I'll show you what the screen looks like. Here we are on the front of the IKAN VX9 monitor. This is probably not the best picture to show you because I'm just showing you an endless video loop because I'm shooting the screen itself with the Canon 7D. But while I'm recording, you can see the red indicator, the red light indicator here. But it still shows these black bars here on the sides, both sides here. And I know that when you're playing back video you've already recorded off of the Canon camera, when you're watching back a scene that you've shot, it will fill the entire screen. I'm not sure exactly why, while we're recording, I'm not seeing the entire, or we're not filling the entire screen here. It may have to do with the shaded black bars here at the top, because this is still, I think, kind of like a 4:3 image here, or really more like a standard picture image here, but we're just shaded here at the top of the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, these shaded bars here, but if you were to zoom this image up, it would probably fill the screen. So I think that's the reason. So when you actually, again, when you play back your video off of your card through the HDMI cable, it does, I can assure you, it does fill the entire screen. So there you have it. Okay, and an important thing to note about this monitor is that if you are going to use the supplied AV cables that came with it, you're not going to be able to plug this video cable directly into the back of the IKAN monitor, simply because all the inputs are BNC connectors. You know, unless you're using it like an S-video input, then you can plug it directly in. But if you're using the cable that came with the camera that has a USB plug on the other end, and then you got these RCA cables on the other, you're not going to be able to plug this in. So what you're going to need to do is buy an adapter, one of these. It's a BNC to RCA adapter. I'm not sure what these cost, but what you can do is you get one of these and then you plug it directly into this cable here, and then what I'll show you is how you can plug this in. So to demonstrate this on the back of the VX9 again, as you can see, the video inputs of the VX9 are BNC connectors, and you cannot plug this RCA cable directly into that. So what you're going to need is this. I've got the BNC adapter plugged right into the RCA plug, and then what we can do is go ahead and click it into place and then twist it, and it locks very nicely. Now let me show you what it looks like with the USB cable plugged into the IKAN VX9. So I'm using the USB cable with the RCA jacks on the end, so I'm using the composite input on here. As you can see, you still see the red dot for the record indicator. Less of the black lines here, but more down here at the bottom and the top. And one obvious thing you'll probably notice is that the picture is stretched. So I think by default, or maybe because of the last setting I had on this IKAN monitor, the pixel ratio is set to 16:9. So this is where we're going to go here. There's this button right here that says aspect, which is for the aspect ratio, and if you push it, it'll toggle through the different aspect ratios depending on what type of input you're sending into this monitor. So if I push it once here, let's see what happens. It says 16:9. We're still, I think that's maybe the setting we're on right now, but so 16:9. We'll push it again. Actually, push it again there. Oh, now we're here at 4:3, and this more simulates what you'll see on the back of your LCD on your Canon 7D or T2i. Basically, looks like a 4:3 image, and we have the black bars here and here, and you can use this input if you don't have an HDMI cable right away, or you don't even have to buy one. This cable will work just fine, but I don't think that this is really digital quality. But from here it looks okay. It looks a little fuzzy, but I can tell the HDMI connection looked a lot sharper. So if you get one of these monitors, you can hook it up right away with the supplied AV cables, and you'll be set to go. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about with the IKAN VX9 monitor is that it comes with some accessories. This is a hot shoe mount which allows you to mount the monitor directly to the top of your DSLR camera. It's a very simple device right here, and it also comes with this arm, this mounting bracket arm, that can also be mounted directly to the hot shoe mount. So these are the two accessories it comes with, and then there's a bunch of others you can probably look up and add to the VX9 monitor. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, so I'll see you next time.